In the waning years of the 1930s, as the specter of a new world war loomed ever closer, the great naval powers of the globe plunged into a relentless arms race. The constraints of previous naval treaties had become obsolete, and across the vast oceans a new generation of warships, larger, swifter, and more formidable, was being forged. Amidst this turbulent era in early 1938, the United States Navy confronted a pressing strategic dilemma: how to conceive a battleship class not only capable of matching and surpassing the formidable high-speed warships of the Japanese Empire, but also agile enough to escort and shield the burgeoning carrier task forces destined to become the very heart of naval power in the years to come. Born from this vital imperative, a team of brilliant naval architects forged a masterwork, a pinnacle of military engineering. The culmination of these relentless endeavors was the Iowa class, the final battleship ever constructed for the United States Navy, and indeed the last of its kind to remain in active service anywhere in the world. Although the original blueprint called for 6 battleships, only 4 were ultimately brought to life, each one destined to become a legend: Iowa, New Jersey, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Affectionately known as Big J, this mighty vessel was launched on a day steeped in profound symbolism, December 7, 1942, exactly 1 year after the tragic events at Pearl Harbor. At the solemn commissioning ceremony, Captain Carl F. Holden delivered a striking prophecy. The ship would be a graceful lady yet capable of moments of fierce wrath. This foretelling would come to define an extraordinary legacy. Stretching 887 feet in length and boasting a combat displacement of nearly 60,000 tons, Big J not only engaged in more battles than any of her sister ships during World War II, but also embarked on a service career that shattered all records, adorned with countless honors. The heart and soul of USS New Jersey's formidable might resided in its unwavering main battery, 9 Mark 7 guns, each a colossal 16-inch caliber with colossal barrels stretching over 66 feet long. These titanic weapons were housed within 3 massive armored turrets, each weighing more than an entire World War II-era destroyer. These colossal artillery pieces could hurl armor-piercing shells weighing up to 2,700 pounds, equivalent to the mass of a Volkswagen Beetle, across distances approaching 25 miles. Their destructive power was unimaginable, capable of carving craters tens of feet deep and unleashing shock waves that could obliterate everything within a vast radius. But for those who bore witness, their power was not measured in mere numbers. It resided in the visceral experience itself. A Marine veteran once recounted the sound of these bullets whizzing overhead as a garbage truck tearing through the air, or a freight train roaring right beside you. Although the secondary armament and anti-aircraft systems were continually upgraded to counter emerging threats, these 9 Mark 7 guns remained the ultimate symbol of firepower, a fearsome tempest unleashed by Lady J. Commissioned into service on May 23, 1943, the USS New Jersey was swiftly dispatched to the blazing battlegrounds of the Pacific Theater. By early 1944, this formidable battleship had become an indispensable force in every major amphibious assault undertaken by the Allied forces. From the Marshall Islands and New Guinea to the blood-soaked battles for the Marianas, the Philippines, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa, the imprint of Big J was unmistakably everywhere. Twice it launched direct assaults on Truk Atoll, the naval stronghold, famously dubbed the Pearl Harbor of Japan in the South Pacific, unleashing terror upon the enemy fleet. Moreover, the USS New Jersey etched an indelible mark in 2 pivotal naval battles that decisively shaped the entire course of the war. June 1944, amid the Battle of the Philippine Sea, the largest carrier battle in history, witnessed the forging of an impenetrable anti-aircraft wall, transforming the skies into what became known as the Marianas Turkey, a one-sided slaughter that shattered the backbone of the Imperial Japanese Navy's air power. A mere 3 months later, it once again took the helm of the main battle fleet at the Battle of Leyte Gulf, an epic and intricate naval engagement, the greatest of all time, delivering a devastating blow that utterly shattered the combat power of the Imperial Japanese Navy. Remarkably, the USS New Jersey holds a unique distinction. She was the only battleship to serve as flagship for both of America's legendary fleet admirals in the Pacific, the cool and composed Raymond Spruance and the famously audacious William Bull Halsey. When the war drew to a close, the world seemed to have no place left for these towering steel giants. In 1948, Big J was relegated to the reserve fleet. Yet history took an unforeseen turn. In 1950, the Korean War erupted, and the United States military swiftly recognized the urgent need for a mobile artillery platform, powerful, resilient, and nearly impervious to enemy fire. The USS New Jersey was summoned once more. On May 17, 1951, she stood off the coast of the Korean peninsula. Here she assumed a new mantle, that of a floating fortress delivering relentless fire support. Armed with her formidable 16-inch guns, the New Jersey could strike deep into enemy territory, obliterating supply lines, underground bunkers, and artillery positions with astonishing precision. The piercing whistle of incoming shells, coupled with their devastating explosions, became a haunting psychological terror for the enemy forces. History once again repeats itself. After more than a decade of silent slumber in the reserve fleet, a new conflict in Southeast Asia summoned the USS New Jersey to action. As the Vietnam War escalated, the losses of American aircraft and pilots soared to alarming heights. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara sought a safer, more calculated approach to strike the coastal targets of North Vietnam. The answer once again lay in the battleship. USS New Jersey, in peak operational condition, was chosen. Recommissioned in April 1968, the USS New Jersey stood as the sole active service battleship in the world, a living relic of a bygone era. Yet its role in Vietnam transcended that of a mere fortress of firepower. For thousands of ground troops, it became a guardian angel. Countless tales have been recounted by veterans each, following a familiar script: a unit trapped, outnumbered, their backs pressed against the sea, with all hope seemingly extinguished. When the air support fails to arrive and the ground artillery falls silent, a steady commanding voice will resonate through the radio. This is the USS New Jersey. Where do you want it? A soldier recalls gazing out to the sea, yet seeing nothing but emptiness. In desperation, they transmitted their coordinates. Moments later, the roar of shells whistling overhead shattered the silence. The earth trembled beneath their feet, and the enemy's position was transformed into a hellscape. The invisible ship offshore simply inquired with quiet confidence, "How was that?" To those soldiers, Big J was the answer to their fervent prayers. Its renown often preceded even its devastating firepower. One enduring tale recounts a leaflet dropped after a relentless barrage. "You have just endured a salvo from the most powerful battleship in the world. Surrender within 10 minutes or face another." In response, countless enemy soldiers emerged from the forest, hands raised high in surrender. During its brief yet ferocious tenure in Vietnam from September 1968 to April 1969, the USS New Jersey unleashed an immense barrage, 5,688 rounds of 16-inch shells and nearly 15,000 rounds of 5-inch ammunition. This figure surpasses the total number of rounds it fired throughout both World War II and the Korean War, combined, a testament to its relentless operational intensity. What seemed like the end of an era was in fact a prelude to revival. In the 1980s, under President Ronald Reagan's ambitious 600-ship Navy initiative and the doctrine of peace through strength aimed at countering the Soviet Union, all 4 Iowa-class battleships were resurrected from their slumber once more. This was not merely a reactivation, it was a complete transformation. The USS New Jersey emerged outfitted with cutting-edge electronic systems and most critically armed with Tomahawk cruise missile launchers and Harpoon anti-ship missile batteries. This modernization transformed a pure naval gladiator into a strategic land attack platform capable of delivering precise strikes from thousands of miles away. It continued to serve in Lebanon and the Persian Gulf, embodying a new role in the era of modern warfare. As the Cold War drew to a close and the Soviet Union dissolved, the world underwent a profound transformation. The era of the mighty battleships had irrevocably come to an end. USS New Jersey was decommissioned for the fourth and final time. With a distinguished service spanning over 21 years, far surpassing that of any of her sister ships, Big J earned her place in history as the most decorated battleship in the annals of the United States Navy, proudly bearing 19 battle stars and campaign honors. Today, she rests as a floating museum in Camden, New Jersey. Yet Big J is far more than a silent steel giant. She remains alive. It endures within the memories of those who once called it home, or in the indelible recollections of a man who, as a 14-year-old boy in Subic Bay, was treated by the crew like a king during an impromptu tour that stretched for hours. It lives on in the voice of a father, a military medic whose words were recorded and woven into the fabric of the tour, ensuring his stories endure through time. It stands as a living testament to history, a steadfast warrior who endured through 4 of the 20th century's greatest conflicts. The prophecy, uttered long ago, has been fully realized. She is a beloved lady, yet one who has known moments of fierce and unyielding wrath. Its legacy, a saga of formidable strength, relentless endurance, and extraordinary adaptability, shall forever remain an immortal legend upon the vast oceans.